YouTube. What is up, everybody? Welcome to another video on the stream. We have been playing, or on the channel, I should say, rather. We've been playing a lot of decks from the Pro Tour that happened this past weekend, and this is yet another banger. This is coming to us from Ghoul aka Daniel Gochil. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce their last name. I believe them and a bunch of people they tested with registered this 4-color Rhinos deck. Now you might ask yourself, why, Doomwake, would you play a 4th color in your Team or Rhinos deck? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, you get to play 12 Cascade spells. So normally, the Rhinos decks get to play 4 Violent Outburst and 4 Shardless Agent. This list is playing 4 additional Cascade spells in the form of Ardent Plea. So you have more consistent turn 3 Cascades. The other reason that you're playing white is Leyline Binding. A very good removal spell, very good at dealing with things like Murktide Regent, the One Ring. It just deals with basically anything at a very low mana cost for 1 mana. It's another way to cheat on the Cascade restrictions. It's effectively a 1 mana spell that is 6 mana in your deck when you're cascading, so very powerful there. We're still utilizing the 4 Lrien for Subtlety technology that a lot of the Teamer Rhinos lists were playing, which I do appreciate, because when you play Lrien instead of 4 additional lands, not only do you get to play 4 Subtlety because you have an appropriate blue count, but you also make your Force of Negations better. And then the other kind of interesting addition to the main deck is 3 copies of Bonecrusher Giant, which some Teamer Rhinos decks are playing, but most of them are not. And the really nice thing about Bonecrusher, very similar to the Questing Beasts that Kai Bood played in the top 8 list for his Teamer list, that particular card is very good against the One Ring protection, because the text on Stomp says, damage can't be prevented this turn, deals 2 to any target, so you can Stomp. Obviously, if your opponent has protection, you can't Stomp them, but you can Stomp yourself or one of your creatures to get through that ring protection for 1 turn, which is very important. And then, if you take a look at the sideboard, there might be something that you're probably not used to in your Cascade decks, Drannith Magistrate. So, as you may or may not know, the living end matchup for Rhinos is abysmal. It might be one of the single most lopsided matchups in the entire format. It's close to unwinnable for Rhinos. Just everything about the living end deck, they're basically doing the same thing as you, except their Cascade spell kills your board and makes their board better. Like, most of the living ends can easily beat 2 4/4s, even if you somehow resolve a Rhinos after the fact. So the idea in the living end matchup is to cut all 4 copies of Crashing Footfalls and bring in Drannith Magistrate. The idea being, the living end deck doesn't typically have a ton of answers to Drannith, and they're probably not going to be prepared for it. Now, it's kind of funny because this Pro Tour was open decklist, so I'm curious to see, how that impacted the living end player's sideboard when they played against it. Yes, it's also, you can easily hardcast it too, is the thing. But I think that's the idea. I don't really plan on bringing this in really any other matchup. I don't think you want to bring it in the Rhinos mirror, because you have to cascade into Rhinos. It's just too important. If you're, imagine a situation where you're playing a Rhinos mirror, they cascade into Rhinos on the play, and you cascade into a Drannith Magistrate, you're just going to lose those games. So maybe it's something that you want to consider on the play in the mirror, but not on the draw. Maybe, but I think I'm going to eschew. No, I think I'm not going to bring it in if we play a mirror match. Another sideboard card here in Murktide Regent, which we typically see in the main deck of the Teamer versions, but it's in the sideboard here, which is a little surprising, but if you're playing a grindier matchup like against Scam, you need more threats. It kind of makes sense. And then some other cards that you're probably used to, Mystical Dispute, Endurance, a lot of Boseijus. We have 4 Boseijus after sideboard, which I kind of like, given the presence of Chalice. And then the 4th copy of Bonecrusher for the ring matchups, and 2 Dismembers, which is one of your better cards against Scam, because it's 1 mana and it kills all of their, Grief Scam or Fury Scams. So that's the deck list. Let's see how we do. Pepegaphone, subscribe and press the bell icon to get notified when Doom releases a new video. True. Alright, first match, first league on the draw. What do we got? We're missing red mana, but we have Lrien to find red mana. This is good. First match, first league. Yeah, I'm not frustrated at all. Would you rather lose to Mill or Mono Green and Pioneer? 100% Mono Green. I would much rather play against Green than Mill. I have to cycle here, right? Yeah, I can't ice. I have to cycle. What is this Jund strategy my opponent has brought to the table? I guess just like Jund mid-range. But yeah, I mean, like I said, Mill can't beat Scam. I mean, it can't beat Murktide, but nobody's playing Murktide these days anyways. Yeah, August 7th, Hedron Crab is banned. You get it, Tonber. You get it. The fire's looking nice. I don't even really care about the Bowmaster. I'm definitely going to Outburst first. Oh, thanks, Alonid. Sure, that's fine. I wonder if they're like Jund Scam. Not that I'm worried about these Bowmasters anyways, but I'm just gonna block with my Rhinos. You're losing your mind? Why are you losing your mind? Call that free engagement, baby. Free engagement. Surely they won't attack, right? Never mind. Alright, I will cast my Violent Outburst card. Does it resolve? Does the Violent Outburst card resolve? How about this card? Let me block. I'll probably just block the army and the Bowmaster because I have Fire Ice to take care of this. If they cast Fatal Push, I'll let that resolve. Also, same thing. Okay, I'm going to block here. Take 2, and then I can fire these 2. They probably have like a Bolt or something, which I won't fight over, I think. Alright, I want to fire both of these while they don't have Swamp Up, just in case they're scamming. Get Raugrin Triome, play that tapped, attack for 4. A little bit worse against Ragavan, but we're fine. A couple people had asked me to do unban predictions, so I think over the next couple of days I might do like an off-stream video for unbans in Modern and unbans in Pioneer, because a couple people did ask me about that. Scalding Tarn has been a problem card for a long time. Yeah, Scalding Tarn, get it out of here. It's in too many decks. See, this is why opinions. Opinions are nice because everybody has opinions. Nobody's opinion is wrong. It's just their opinion. That's the funny thing about it. They have 1 card. It's kind of rough if they take my other Outburst. I think I'm actually going to force this. Yeah, everybody's got one, you know? Everybody's got one. I'm going to play Shardless here so I can have an extra blocker for Ragavan. Crashing Footfalls. Your turn. Opinion is that everyone else is wrong, true. What's up, Raymond? Unban Lattice. No, I'm good. Spoken like a true E-Tron player. Watsy by any means unban Lurrus and Pioneer. I think PS Synthesizer may be a real thing. They're not going to unban Lurrus. They're not going to unban Lurrus in any format. The only format that Lurrus might ever get unbanned in is like Ikoria Block Constructed. And even then, it's kind of sketchy. No, I'm not like... I don't typically enjoy the Remy stuff. It's just not my cup of tea. I respect Remy for what he does, and he's a good content creator. It's just not my thing. Combat. Oh, you figure it out. Unban Felidar, unban Get This. Unban Felidar would be kind of a disaster. There's no shot they unban Felidar Guardian. What are you talking about? You talk about my bad takes and you're suggesting unban Felidar Guardian? That can't be real. You're not a real person, Tonber. I refuse to believe that you're a real person. I just refuse to believe it. Cat combo would not be good. That's not correct. That deck would be very, very good. Was Remy the same guy who made the Race the Deck Calling rap video? I don't actually know. Death Ceiling. The deck was banned for Oko and Teferi Sins. Also, like, Oath of Nissa. Oath of Nissa is legal. It's just Ponder. Maybe that's the card that should go. Why did they ever unban Oath of Nissa in the first place? Like, why did they think Ponder was okay? It's literally just Ponder. Ponder is banned in Modern, but you get to play it in Pioneer. I don't get it. Weird one, right? Yeah, it's basically Ponder with upside. Alright, so against what I perceive to be a Jund mid-range deck, I'll bring in Murktide Regent. I'll bring in Endurance. Could Bonecrusher, could Dismember for, like, Tarmogoyf and stuff. Not sure how many Boseijus I want, if any. I think Subtlety is not great. Force of Negation is typically not great either. I think what I'll do is do, like, 2 Dismember, a second Boseiju, and the 4th Bonecrusher, and just, like, have more threats against potential Chalice of the Voids. Could also trim on Cascade spells. I mean, this is definitely a hand. I mean, this hand's hilarious if they have a Chalice, right? Let's try it. I don't know if it's right, but let's try it. I really hope they just, like, mold the Chalice. Yep, 6. This hand's good against Thoughtseize. Okay, not great against Ragavan. I mean, could be worse, right? Problem in one deck that already has a lot of issues. It's not like a format staple currently. Yeah, but, like, I mean, the mono green deck would certainly be less consistent without Oath of Nissa, right? Not that I'm saying that Oath of Nissa is, like, the problem, because there are obviously plenty of problematic cards in that deck, but it would certainly, like, reduce the consistency of it finding Nykthos. Ooh, we're scamming. Actually getting scammed. Okay, so they are Jun's scam. My hand does not really do that well against the Fury, huh? Can't actually cast that. We're in trouble. We are in trouble. I can... What I probably have to do is fetch a red source, kill Ragavan, and just hope to draw a white source to plea and then double block here. So I think I'm going to get, I guess, Steam Vents. Kill Ragavan, go to 7. And I guess if I brick, I can chump block the Fury for a turn. You think Oath would make mono green not a viable strategy? No, mono green would definitely still be really good without Oath. All it does is reduce the consistency. That's all it does. It's like kind of a white source. I guess cast Endurance is better if they have another Fury. Like they go land and then have Fury in hand. So I'll play around that, I guess. And next turn, I can go cycle for Hallowed Fountain, go to 5, play Plea. Obviously, we're dead to Determinate. Can't be Determinate. Yeah, last day of playing Pro Tour decks. We'll switch back tomorrow. I will declare a chump block. Or, not switch back tomorrow, but tomorrow's going to be Dono decks. We'll switch back, like, starting Friday and then next week. Or we could just draw the white source. It's fine. This game is still maybe winnable, depending on what their leftovers are. Because I can double block this turn and double block next turn. And they don't have Terminate, because we would have died last turn if they had Terminate. Oh. Didn't know that was a card they played. Well, couldn't beat that anyways. I guess I could have played Bonecrusher, the chump block, but... Jund, Scam. Still think maybe Subtlety is better, but maybe we have Dismember and Binding. I don't really think we need Subtleties. This matchup should be very good for us. Once every 2 years, unban everything, then let everyone know that they will actively ban things every 2 weeks over the next 3 months. Just, like, completely delete the ban list every 2 years. No. We're not gonna restart the league. At least we're playing against a real deck this time. We're doing unban events on MTGO and see what happens. They did that a little while ago, right? Didn't they have, like, a queue where you could queue into specific decks that had, like, cards on the ban list in them? They took deck lists from the past. Now, to be fair, most of the deck lists in that event were atrocious. They basically, all they did was, like, they, like, copy-pasted deck lists from different eras, and people would certainly build their twin deck differently, or, you know what I mean? Like, they would build the decks differently. What I wish they would do is, I wish they had the ability to create a queue where, like create a no ban list modern queue where you could just build any deck that you want and queue into it that has ban cards. That's what I wish they would do. Okay, they mulled to 6. Sand is good. I think I'm putting back Endurance? Right, and they played against the other bad decks. The best deck by far was Hogak. It wasn't even close. Because it was, like, the newest ban deck at the time. How do we sequence our lands with this hand? I guess we go Zagoth into Sacred Foundry. So, probably want to go... I think I'm most likely to want to fetch basic Forest or basic Plains. So we can Zagoth off of Flooded Strand. Give us your over-under on percent chance of Twin getting unbanned. 0. I'll take the over-under at 0.5, and I will take the under. They're never going to unban Twin. Why do people, every single time we have banlist discourse, people always talk about unban Twin? It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. All right, we're getting scammed. Sucks. Simply just draw a Binding or a Dismember. Twin with Crashing Footfalls. That'd be kind of sick. Rhino Twin. Okay, I'm still going to get Zagoth. Alright, Binding, please. It's not bad. I'm going to hold up Stomp in case they have Dothy. Might be taking 2 damage for no reason, but I think it's still worth it. And then I can probably get basic planes off of the Windswept Heath. I mean, they know about the Bonecrusher. They probably wouldn't cast Dothy here, right? Unless they have a 3-drop that they want to play on 3. Shut up. They're not going to unban Twin. Stop it. Stop. Why does everybody always think they're going to unban Twin? Which Twin deck is best? The one that's on the ban list. Okay, well, I can't stomp that. I mean, I could, but it's ill-advised. Yeah, there's an announcement on Monday. This upcoming Monday. A scheduled announcement. Yeah, Shadow Twin. You can be on the train as long as you want, but I gotta tell you, it's a lonely train. It's not going anywhere. That train is never gonna... That train's never gonna make a stop. It's just gonna be... You're just on an endless train for the rest of your life. How do I block here is the question. I think I double block Grief. Because the Goyf gets bigger, right? Yeah, I think I double block Grief. I mean, it's like pretty awful if they just have a Terminate, right? Oh, I could trade for Goyf. Hold up. Is that better? Because my Rhino's a 5/4. What's not in the graveyard? Instant land, enchantment, sorcery. Instant sorcery, land, enchantment, so it's 4/5. How do I get punished if I double block? I'm not sure that I can get punished if I double block. If I double block Goyf, I don't know how I get punished. Like, I can't think of anything. Okay. Yeah, then if I draw a red source, I can double stomp the Grief. That's kind of my thinking, too. Okay, unfortunate. It's good. Surely they don't have Path of Peril, right? This matchup probably does get a lot worse if they have Goyf. Yeah. Like, this matchup is usually 100% for Rhinos, but when they have Tarmogoyf, it's probably a lot worse. Normally, it's very, very good. Like, the Rakdos scam is usually extremely good for Rhinos. I'm gonna triple block Goyf. I am at 4 life. Alright, DBZ with a song request. What you got for me? In the queue. That's horrendous. Not great. Also, not great. So I guess I have to chump block Goyf, double block Grief. Go. Do any removal spell. Yeah, it is extremely good versus Scam. It is. I know the Scam players like to believe that they're not like not 0%, but the matchup is incredibly favored for. Wow. Yeah, Tarmogoyf is, I mean, it's kind of, you know, XD to play Tarmogoyf and Path of Peril in the same deck, but... Combo deck! Gemstone Caverns on the play, huh? Still gonna keep this. I'm not gonna cycle Lrien, though. Probably gonna go Misty for Jeskai. We can go Jeskai, Forest, Hallowed Fountain. But I'm not gonna cycle the Lrien yet because I already have 4 lands, and if I just draw land 5, I can hardcast this. Is the music up slightly? Oh, I was listening to... Yeah, hold on. Every time I turn my Spotify volume up off stream, I have to remember to reset it. Good call, good call. Okay, new plan. Do I know the origin story of the Rhinos deck? So, to my knowledge, I remember, at least from what I can remember, I think it was Pascal Maynard who was a big proponent of the... like the Cascade Valky deck, and I think what if I recall correctly, I'm pretty sure what Pascal did was just cut, like, after the Valky thing happened, he just cut 4 copies of Valky for 4 copies of Footfalls. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And then just, like, that's how the deck started. Second Ragavan. How do I beat second Ragavan? Spell Pierce me, bro. It was one of the first decks that threw MH2. Well, I think people started playing Rhinos before MH2. Because Crashing Footfalls was an MH1 card. Okay, what did they show me? 2 Ragavans, a Foothills, or a Stomping Ground, and a Windswept Heath. Not really sure. I guess Zoo is most likely. Maybe want Dismember, Bonecrusher, Murktide. Some number of these cards. Yeah, it smells like Zoo. It does smell like the Zoo. Subtlety good against Zoo? I don't think so, because a lot of their creatures are 1 and 2 mana. So I think I'd rather just, like, cut Subtleties. Well, Force of Negation might be worse, actually. What if we did cut Forces, played these 4, and then cut, like, a Subtlety for a Boseiju, just so I can have 2? Let's try that. Yeah, the Rhinos decks before MH2 were playing, like, Ardent Plea, Violent Outburst. Mana base was bad, consistency wasn't great, and then Shardless made the deck so much better. Right, yeah. The Rhinos decks before MH2 were definitely more fringe, but, you know, people were playing them. I don't know if I was. This hand's a little sketchy if they have a Chalice, but most Rhinos hands are going to be sketchy if they have Chalice. Probably go for Breeding Pool with this one. The Breeding Pool Sacred Foundry starts are kind of awkward with Shardless, though. Even more awkward now. I guess don't Blood Moon me, please. That'd be rude. Yeah, that tweet was really good. I'll show my work to the class for people who didn't see the tweet. Mikey sent me a Jeskai Lotus Field deck from 2021. And I said, my guy, you just sent me a deck with 4 Cryptic Command. That was our interaction today on Discord. Ponza. Oh yeah, sorry, it's not Twitter, it's X. X gonna give it to you. Well, I guess don't Blood Moon me, but I want to keep them off mana, so I'm gonna do this now. Please don't Blood Moon me, though. That would not be nice. Oh, excuse me? Is that Chandra Torch of Defiance in 2023? Chandra Torch of Defiance, my guy, what are you doing over there? What are you doing over there? Chandra Torch, nice hand, by the way. This hand is just beautiful. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. Go. Molten Rain, baby. Molten Rain. Get fucked. What are they doing? True, they are winning. I mean, I don't know if they're winning this game. It's unclear if they're winning this game. Alright, well, it's a castable card, I guess. You know what? I should probably kill their Utopia Sprawl, shouldn't I? Because they probably have a Fury in hand. Yeah, let's kill the Sprawl. Might be a little too greedy. But, I mean, it's basically Stone Raining them, right? Like, they Stone Rain me, I Stone Rain you. Who's the real Stone Rain deck now, motherfucker? Poker hand? Kind of. Two pair doesn't always win, though, is the thing. Flame Slash. I love people that bring in spot removal against Rhinos. It's like, I think they just don't know. Maybe they don't have any better options, but spot removal against Rhinos, not great. They brought in Veil of Summer? Why? Why did they bring in Veil of Summer? What the hell? What's going on over there? Veil of Summer's kind of weird, champ. Alright, well, I mean, that was a match. That was a match of all time. It's better go blank, true. But I see a lot of people just like... A lot of people do that. They just keep in, like, Fatal Push or something. And they, like, sometimes they have better options, but I think a lot of people misinterpret the Rhinos matchup. This is like the easiest subtlety of my life, right? It's a lot better when they don't mulligan. I think I'm gonna subtlety it, though. Or it's a lot better when they mulligan more. But I think you're supposed to do this. I think this is like the entire point of putting subtlety in your deck. God damn it. God damn it, man. Sure would have been a lot better if they didn't also have fucking Thoughtseize. And they put the Grief on top, which means they definitely have another black card. It's really hard to beat Scam when they have it all. Bailey, thank you for the raid. Sure is real hard to beat Scam when they have literally everything. I mean, I guess they only have one card. Problem is we have no cards. Can we get some Doom scams in the chat? Doom scams in the chat, please and thank you. Alright, I'm at 12. Probably have to get a basic here in case they Blood Moon me. Thoughtseize me, you won't do it. Blood Moon's so bad for me because it cuts me off of both Shardless and Ardent Plea. Fable's like whatever. I guess we just go Forest, Boseiju the Fable. Because I want to use my mana in case I draw Subtlety. I guess I could Boseiju the Moon, yeah. Would have been good last turn. That sure would have been good last turn. Bill will. It really is, Fuma. It really is. Imperial, what color you want? Cascade spell? Nope. Alright, fun. Fun. This is the Calcano Game 5 simulator? Yeah. Are you want purple? Closest I can get to purple. That's the closest I can get to purple. I know it looks kind of blue. It's like slightly more purple adjacent. It's not quite purple. It's like closer to blue, but I think that's the best we're going to get. Alright, so against Scam, I want Endurance, Murktide, Dismember. The Force of Negations are quite bad, I think. I don't even like Subtlety that much. Like, that game I Subtlety their Grief and I still just easily lost. I don't know if I want to cut them all, though. Kind of want Bonecrusher. What if I just did this? Does that make sense? I think Subtlety is not a good plan against them. Yeah, I think I like this. 2 Boseiju seems right. Could do a 3rd Boseiju instead of, like, the 4th Bonecrusher, but I kind of like this. Oh, actually, no, I should cut a Caverns for a Boseiju, right? Yeah, because I'm on the play. I want to cut 1 Caverns. Drannith is not good. Drannith doesn't do anything. They're still casting the elementals from their hand. Oh, Drannith is one-sided. That's the reason Drannith is so good. It's one-sided, so even in the Rhinos mirror, it doesn't shut off your Rhinos. Okay, this hand looks bad, but it's actually kind of the nuts in this matchup. This is, honestly, this is your best turn 1. You want Footfalls in your opening hand in this matchup. Because if you suspend it on turn 1, they can't fucking grief it. And holding up Dismember is bad, because if they go Shockland, Scam, and you Dismember, they just cast the Feign Death in response, so it doesn't actually accomplish anything. Ideally, this Dismember would be on top of my deck. I would get scammed and then draw Dismember, and then they would lose the game. But do I stand on Teamer versus 4-color Rhinos? I think I like Teamer better, because you're less weak to Blood Moon, and you get to play your own Blood Moon, so it helps the Tron matchup. So I think I like Teamer better, but it's close. Like, the extra Cascade spells are a lot better in the Scam matchup, because you have much better top decks against Scam, and you frequently start with 3 cards in hand, so... That's easily the worst part about the Scam experience, is you just start the game with 4 cards in hand. It's just so terrible. Come on, dude. This is the hand you decided to keep? Okay, well... Certainly not gonna Boseiju you yet. First they drew a land. Blood Moon Field mid against Tron? No, it's still pretty good. There's no reason to Dismember there, because they just, again, cast the Feign Death in response. But 10, but I'm a Cowboys fan. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? You could have just taken the Dismember first. Hello? I mean, sure, I guess. Alright, go. What the fuck? Why did they do that? That was so bad. Yeah, the average scam player. Jesus Christ. Just your average scam player. I thought I had the red land. Maybe. Oh. Sure. Guess I should fetch first so they don't hit the Raugrin Triome. Because if they hit Raugrin Triome, I can't fetch Steam Vents with Windswept Heath. Was tabbed away what just happened. They cast Grief and they took Bonecrusher Giant when I had Dismember in hand, and then cast Malice. Could have just took the Dismember first. Giving them a land here kind of sucks, but do what you gotta do. Not the worst top deck. They have 3 cards in hand. We know one's a Ragavan. They have another Footfalls coming off Suspend. If they have a second Chalice, we can upkeep kill the Chalice before this goes off. So we probably can't lose unless they have like an Explosives or something. Okay, that's kind of fine. Same thing, I could just kill this. Okay, 1 card in hand. Okay, so response to the Footfalls. I'm gonna Binding. I should have left up green. Yeah, I should have left up green. I don't want them casting my Rhinos, though. That's why I'm doing it this way. Alright. Now we could probably beat Explosives. Because they're going to go to 8. Yeah, we might be able to beat Explosives now. Red, red, black, black. What you got? Looks like they have a double red card. They have a Fury. That is not sufficient. Kill a Rhino, block a Rhino. Yeah, they still take exactly 8. This also kills them. The Bonecrusher also killed them. We like together, just not... Alright, on the draw, I think I want this extra Caverns. Guess I can cut a Boseiju. I mean, I kind of want... You know what? Let's try cutting an Ardent Plea, actually. I think we can go to 11 Cascade spells. I want 3 Boseijus, because they're on Chalice. I don't mind cutting 1 Cascade spell. This hand's bad if we get Grief scammed, but it's good against Thoughtseize. I think I'm actually supposed to pitch the Breeding Pool, then I can just go basic, basic, and Blood Moon does nothing. Does that make sense? Red, green, white, blue. Makes sense to me. No, I don't think you cut Lrien. Because, like, 5-mana draw 3 is really good in this matchup. Okay, so now the question we have to ask ourselves is, if they have Blood Moon, which basic do we want? It probably has to be Plains, right? Because if I get Forest, I can only cast 1 Cascade spell, but if I get Plains, I can cast 2. So if they mood me, I'm going to get Plains, I think. Plains also cast Binding. So I should fetch... I need to fetch now so they don't get the Plains. Because if they hit the Plains, it would be a disaster. Okay. Legacy tourney at the LGS tonight. 15 proxy limit. What are you playing? I mean, probably just Delver, right? I mean, that's the boring answer, I guess. Moon? Do have the moon. Dang. Sure. Okay. Well, Keck by Ardent Plea. Really need to find a forest. Yeah. Can we race? With them at 19, we might be able to race. That's an interesting draw. You know what I actually think I want to do? I think I'm going to go attack and just cast Bonecrusher. Because that lets me block the Ragavan. I go to 11. I could stomp the Ragavan, I guess. I guess stomping Ragavan is safer, right? Because if I stomp Ragavan, they don't have any additional mana sources. It's definitely a lot safer. So I guess I'll do it now. Yeah. We can just race. Because we do win this race pretty easily. Assuming they don't have engineered explosives. Which I guess we can't really beat anyways. Okay. Pyromancer? Dash Ragavan. Gives them second black? I guess second black can cast Voidwalker. 11, 4, 5, 6, 9. Thankfully, they cannot cast that. Could have Terminate, maybe? Terminate would be kind of unfortunate. I don't think I can play around that, but... No Terminates? Alright, well, cast this. Your turn. Yeah, they would just never have it. Dude, Creative Technique is going to be released on Magic Online this week. Did you guys know that? I'm super excited for that. Oh, please don't tell me you have a scam spell. Come on, please, no. We can't, no. Stop. Fuck. So they did ice. Alright, find ice, please. I can also cycle Triome, right? No longer cycle Triome into ice. And now I have to chump block with the Bonecrusher Giant. So we probably have no outs. I guess attacking is better. Yeah, attacking is better than chump blocking, right? Sure. It's not a chump, it's a trade. It's a 4-3. And then we go to 3. And I guess we have to draw either a forest or an Ardent Plea. Maybe an ice to buy time. Yeah, binding works too. Binding does work. Okay, they drew a land. Fortunately, that does not get us there. Frost Steps were so good. God damn it, man. Jesus Christ. I thought we couldn't lose that game. What do you do with Rhinos when you draw them? You throw them in the trash. You actually throw them at your opponent. I mean, it is. That matchup is a buy. Did you see their draw step? Like, did you take a look at their draw step? They drew, like, Stone Cold Perfects 4 turns in a row. I don't know what to tell you. And it's fine. Dude, if I keep playing against Scam, I might not stream Modern today. We might have to, like, take the day off or something. Come on, dude. Is literally everybody fucking playing this deck? Can we just, like, again, make an agreement to not play this deck? Heard it did well at the PT. Okay, thankfully not Scam, I guess. I was not joking about the Leyline tweet. I guess you weren't. I guess it is Sacred Foundry time. Can't you see? Hopefully keep them off Counterspell or something. Looks like Shadow. Land. Not going to cycle. Jello Moose. Thank you very, very much for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Chat, we are getting insanely close. Look at that little small sliver. I know you can barely tell. There's not a lot there. Thank you very much for the support. Appreciate you, Jello Moose. Yeah, looks like Shadow. I guess I'm going to save the ice. Yeah, I'll save the ice. I think what I might do next turn is just suspend and do the ice. Yeah, if they're not going to play into it. If they're not going to tap out. And I kind of want to get this suspended. I might upkeep the ice now. I also might wait till their end step. Yeah, I'll probably wait till their end step to ice. Because maybe they commit more mana. That's the punishment. It's definitely the punishment. Scam's edgy little brother. It's way more of a fair deck than Scam, I'll tell you that much. Is this Murktide? Okay. I don't really care about a 4/4 Murktide. Kind of just want to cycle the ice. But, it's weird to cycle the ice this turn. Maybe I could just wait till next turn to cycle it. See if we draw. They could have Spell Pierce. I don't know if I can play around Spell Pierce, though. I think I just have to jam. Maybe I could. I played this game kind of weirdly. Okay, no Spell Pierce. That's good. Would I forsake Modern to go into Pre-Modern? Perhaps. Perhaps. I'm not sure what's worse to play against, Scam or Mono Green. It's kind of close, right? Haven't decided. Maybe they're equally as bad. Okay, no Shadow would be nice here. Thankfully, they don't have Shadow. Heath, go to combat. We can Bonecrusher and Ice here, which is nice. Drown, yeah, that's fine. So they go to 5. It's kind of awkward that I have to fetch here. So now they can drown the Bonecrusher Giant. But I wanted to be able to, if I cast, what was I gonna say? If I cast Bonecrusher off of the 3 non-Heath lands, I have to fetch Shock to be able to cast the Ice, because I want to get Forest Plains here is what I meant to say. Do they know about the Ice? Okay. If they're not dead, I could chump block Bonecrusher and go to 1. Alright, we don't have any outs. Grixis, maybe not Shadow. Although I guess it could just be Grixis Shadow with Murktide. Dispute's pretty decent. Dismember's okay, although it can be awkward against specifically Shadow and Murktide. Endurance good. I think Bonecrusher is maybe mid. It's only really good against Bowmasters. I guess they have Ragavan too. Not a big fan of Subtlety. I guess we could do something like this. I also don't love Force of Negation against them. Maybe I'd rather have Bonecrusher than Force. Could even do, like, shave a Cascade spell for a Boseiju, in case they have Chalice. Ragavanless Grixis Shadow being testing pre-PT. Makes sense, yeah. I didn't see that list in particular, but that's probably what it is, yeah. Triple Steam Vents? Yeah, it was kind of weird, right? They had 3 Steam Vents. So, like, their mana's a little strange to be Shadow, even though they did, like, infinitely Shock. I'm trying to think of how I want to sequence my lands. I'm definitely going to get a Triome at this Heath, I think. Probably a Raugrin Triome. Then we can Zagoth on 2. Probably a Bowmaster. Okay, we do have Ragavan. Ragavan's sighting. Okay, so now we can go... Still going to get Raugrin. And... I feel like it's better to Stomp on their turn, because they can't drown the Stomp anyways if I play Island. It's better if they have Pierce for them to use mana on their turn. So I'm just going to go Island Pass. In before Pierce. Yeah, but like, I can't play around Pierce regardless, and if they have Pierce, I'd rather have them use their mana on their turn, you know what I mean? So like, because I can't play around Pierce either way, I'd rather do it on their turn. They play a 3/3 Murktide, I guess. Not that I really care about that. Okay, let's go Misty for basic. And then we can go Outburst this turn, next turn Plea, hold up Dispute. Just like, don't really care if they counter this Outburst. I wonder how good Living End is in Pure Modern. It's probably okay, right? Let's play Plains here, I guess. Pure Modern is Modern without Horizon sets and LOTR. So it's basically the current Modern format, no Horizon sets, no LOTR. And as soon as we hit the sub goal, which is right there, as soon as we fill that last little white bar, we are going to play some Pure Modern. But I do wonder if Living End's good. It's probably not bad, right? It's probably okay. Does that mean LOTR is MH3? I mean, no. Whatever. Don't really care about those trades. Question is, how badly do I want to hold up Binding here? I'm willing to pay 2 life to hold up Binding, I think. I could play the Zagoth Triome and then have a black source, but because I have so many lands left over, I kind of want to cycle this. So that's why I'd much rather just Shock here, and then I can cycle this because I have so many lands left over. Third Heat. Don't really care about that. Hopefully their last card's not an expressive iteration. Okay, we can play around Pierce and not Binding now. But Binding first. And probably just play Steam Vents tapped, hold up cycle. The stage of the game where I would really hope to draw a Lrien Revealed. That'd be a banger. Not quite Lrien. It's pretty good. I guess I'll play my land first. Probably have like a Drown or something. This is, what, Footfalls number 3, I think? Okay, go. Still have an Ardent Plea, though, so this is a 3-turn clock. The Expressive comes back to Pioneer. No, I don't think it's a good idea. Expressive Iteration is kind of a messed up card. It's super powerful. It's a lot of lands. Jesus Christ. Alright, you go to 6. It's Ardent Plea putting in work. They got a Murktide. Nice thing about them playing Murktide here is if they want to counter the ice, they have to go to 3. So that's pretty good for us. Okay, that's fine. Question is, do I ice now? I mean, I can certainly take a draw step first. I have plenty of lands. Okay, take a draw step first. It's pretty good. So I guess we just wait now. Then we can go combat, tap the Murktide, try to outburst. And we can't really die, right? Because the only way we die is counterspell double bolt, but they only have 2 cards in hand, so they literally cannot counterspell double bolt. Counterspell expressive double bolt, I guess. That could be a way we die. Alright, I guess I'll take 8. Do you have another counterspell? Red, green, this. Decks to come to mind for people: Scales, Amulet Titans, Storm, Humans, Hammer Time, Grinding Station, Heliod. Yeah, so for those of you who have not been around here for a little bit, we've already held 2 Pure Modern tournaments, and the winners of those 2 tournaments have been, respectively, Dredge won the first one, and then Abzan Collected Company won the second one. It was like kind of like an old school Collected Company deck with Kitchen Finks and Malira combo. There was a lot of cool stuff going on. So those decks won the first 2 events that we held. How many away are we? We got just over 30 subs left to Pure Modern. Thank you all for the support. If you're enjoying the stream and you got a free Twitch Prime sub and you want to drop it my way and get us closer, we're not that far away. We're like dangerously close. I think what I might do this time is I might actually make it an open event. I know that the past couple of times I've made it not an open event. What land am I getting here? I guess I'm just gonna get Forest. I might make it an open event though. I haven't decided yet. Because normally it was for subs only. We'll see. I haven't decided. I have not decided. Werebear with the 5 gifties. Thank you so much for the 5 gifties, Werebear. If you got a sub from Werebear, be sure to thank them in chat. And if you didn't, dodged in the chat. Thank you very, very much, Werebear, for the 5 gifties. That's very generous of you. Fish. The fish, what they reveal. They revealed Master. Star. Literally Master of Puppets. They have Force if they're not guessing the Master here. Oh. I don't know. Well, I guess they could still have Force. I can't really play around Force. Just kind of have to cast my Shardless. If I considered making it impure Modern and just having the Modern Horizon sets in, no. Stop. What's the audio clip? Canister talking shit. Apparently Canister and I are beefing. I didn't know that. A little bit of beef there. I was unaware. I had no idea. Alright, opponent, be cool. Don't counter this. Please don't force me. Just be cool. Cool. Alright, they were actually cool. Is the One Ring going to be allowed in Pure Modern? No. It is from Lord of the Rings, and all supplemental sets will not be allowed in the Pure Modern format. That includes Horizons 1, Horizons 2, and Lord of the Rings. Well, I've kind of put myself in a spot where I really have to hope that my binding resolves, and that they don't have a second Lord. Dismember. Which member? I will say, without Fury, it makes this matchup a lot worse. I did hear it. I did hear that ape shit. 3, 5, 7. Is there any other way around this? Was Counterspell on MH2? Even reprints. Any reprints that were, like, if a reprint was only legal in Modern because of Horizons, yes, that reprint would not be allowed. If the legality is from Horizons. I think there was some confusion last time, but... yeah, this is weird. If I kill this, they have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't even have a 2-turn clock. This is bad. I think my only line... this doesn't beat a lot, but I don't think I can afford to play around much. I think I'm going to main phase kill this. I think what I have to do is attack for 6. Attack for 6 next turn. Plan on taking 7 going to 2, and then this finishes them off. It's not a good plan, but I don't see a better plan. Dead to another Lord. Actually, now that they play this tapped, I'm not dead to a Lord. But now they can just hold something back. This is going to be a weird spot. Oh, so they just fucked up? Because they could have animated the Mutavault. Alright, well, we're getting a turn for no reason. Love to see it. We're getting a turn, chat. Not sure what we can do with the turn, but we are getting a turn. Are they dead to... well, we don't really have an untapped red source because we can't shock. I was going to say red source would kill them because we can go... Violent Outburst. Oh, I guess we just attack and may hope they don't block, right? Because if they block, then we're not necessarily dead. We don't have 2 red Luke. We need a second red source for that. I'm just going to go to combat first. Just ice it, then we don't have lethal. If I have to pay the ward. If I ice it, I can't cast Outburst. So ice costs 3, chat. Well, I just didn't block, so... I'm not sure which one's safer, quote-unquote. I don't know if it matters. If they have Force Blue card, I'm dead no matter what, but... cool. No, because it has ward. Alright, didn't think we were going to get out of that one. Impressive. So, Dismember, Bonecrusher coming in. I don't know how many chalices they have. They probably have a decent amount. And Dispute's obviously good too. I think both Subtlety and Force are kind of mid. Subtlety's potentially better. I don't know. I don't like this card against non-big mana decks. Maybe I just need to be using it more aggressively. I think I'm going to shave a Plea. I think we can also maybe shave a Lrien if we're going to bring in more lands. I think this is just too many Boseijus. Let's try this. I won Among the Fence. Among? Amogus reference? Sure. This hand plays. This hand's just like 4-color control. Just have 3 removal spells in our hand. Amogus? Amogus? Okay, this Triome makes this hand really awkward, though, because I want to hold up Dispute on 1, in case they just go land 2-drop. Why is this Triome so awkward? How do I sequence this? I guess what I can do... no, this is fine. I can just go... I can go Hallowed Fountain, Dispute, turn 2, tap Triome, Dismember, turn 3... Steam Vents, Ardent Plea. I think that's how I should play this hand. I could also cycle the Lrien if I want to. Make sure to place your prize cards prior to the game. Actually, I just set my Mirror Force. Opponent never plays around Mirror Force. God, come on! I mean, this is why I hate Dispute, but it's good when they don't try this card. Reveal Lord of Atlantis. Well... alright, I guess what I do now is just go... Triome. And then tap land Dismember. Not really caring if they counter the Dismember. Because if they counter Dismember, then we slam the Cascade spell. And we still have another removal spell for the Lord, even if they counter the Dismember. Okay, it's fine. I accept... Alright, we need them to not have a second Lord, please. Need them to not have a second Lord. Need Magical Cylinder. Yeah, I think the Triomes are the toughest part about the Triomes are the toughest part about the 4-color Rhinos deck for sure. What's up, Atashi? What did you think? How much do you disagree with me? Like everybody else. Easy block, right? Right. Am I dead to a Lord next turn? Oh god, that's so awkward, because I can't bind again Bonecrusher. Sure wish I could bind again Bonecrusher. I guess I can Binding Dispute. I feel like Binding Dispute's a good turn. Like binding they force, I dispute their force. Well, I'm saying this turn, I want to binding their Spaloon, and then they force, and then I dispute their force. Like if they hardcast force, you know what I mean? I guess I can also cycle Lrien, right? I can cycle Lrien for Steam Vents, and that would allow me to go binding plus Bonecrusher. That's actually probably better, right? If 4 cards in hand. I feel like your picks are good, but I'd switch Grief for Fury. I don't know. I think Grief is more detrimental, but it's close. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, let's attack first. I think attack first is good. And then if they have Subtlety to block Shardless, we can change. They name Merfolk with both, which means if they hardcast Subtlety, I can't dispute it. Oh. Well, that sucks. It makes this race nearly impossible. Now I probably just have to cast Ardent Plea. Yeah, and just hope they don't have Force. Because, like, I'm not winning this race at all, right? Yeah, I'm not winning this race. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I am. If I go Lrien, get Steam Vents, go Binding Bonecrusher. Potentially. But this is the high upside play. Still could have Force, obviously. Yeah, bans are in 5 days. Bans are on Monday. And I'm gonna do a live reaction video on Monday, which I'll probably release Monday night. Or maybe I'll try and get it. I might try to release it like Monday before stream, then we can talk about it on stream. I also want to do unbans. I have plans to do, of course, I have plans to do unban videos over the next couple of days, where like I have tier list. I have tier lists ready that I want to do, like tier list of potential unbans in both formats. The second Sunrise guy. Literally one guy. Literally one guide. Literally one guide. Can I release the reaction video before Monday? Well, I mean, they're not going to give us the ban list until Monday, so no. God damn. Can you stop? Alright, you win. Game 3. I got a Caverns and bring back in a Subtlety, I think. Man, I will say... Come on, dude. Fuck you. I will say the Merfolk matchup does get a lot worse with that Fury. Like, you go from 100% against Merfolk to not 100%, you know what I mean? Like, it's nearly impossible for them to beat you if you have Fury. But without Fury, it's a lot harder. Got it. Nice Chalice. Get fucked. To be alone and not believe. What is Pure Modern? Pure Modern is modern without supplemental sets. So that means no Horizon sets, no Horizons, and no LOTR. That's what that means. I think I'm going to upkeep the Outburst, because they have no blue mana. They can't Pierce or Force. Oh, I'm giving them blue mana. Well, do what you gotta do. They still can't Force. I don't think this list plays Pierce. I think it's still better to upkeep the Outburst. I think they have a lot more Forces than Pierces. Opponent said BRB. Well, if they're gonna BRB, maybe I should run an ad break. How long do you think they'll take? Alright, I'm gonna run a quick ad break. If you don't want to watch the ad, subscribe to the channel with Prime. Way away, away from you can see. I mean, hey, if they're gonna take a break, I can take a break too. Just say it. They're gonna take a break, I can take a break too. Yeah, can we just stare? Everybody stare. 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 Modern Masters reprints also not included in Pure Modern. So if a set or if a card's legality, if the card is only legal in Modern because of a Horizon set, then yes, it would not be legal. Like Counterspell, Fire Ice. What are other examples? Lava Dart. Those cards. If the card is legal only because of Horizons, then it would not be legal in this format. Archivial Rain, thank you for the Prime sub. Next Monday. Yeah, Shardless Agent. Next Monday, Flectival. It is a scheduled ban announcement. Does anybody know when the next scheduled announcement is after this Monday? Because I know they said they were going to schedule a couple of them, and then they would have emergency options. You know what I mean? No, unfortunately for you four dogs, carrying feeder is not legal. Yeah, it's Tuesday. they make the announcement, no changes. Twitter is a giant shitstorm. Then they're like, oh, that was actually the fake announcement, April Fool's joke, haha, Keck W. Here's the real announcement. I appreciate our opponent allowing us to take an ad break, because I was actually running low. I was running behind on ads, so shout out to our opponent. Small window after every set, but nothing scheduled until next year. Got it, okay. 3 weeks after each set. I see. It's only the burnt out quitters who want to ban. I mean, again, if you can go watch the video and you can see my, what my thoughts are, but I think Pioneer is in a worse spot than Modern. And I understand, I get it. Everybody wants to talk about win rates and metagame representation, and I hear your point. I understand that Mono Green is not the most played deck, it's not the most dominant deck, it doesn't have a great win rate. I get all of that. You also have to realize the games involving Mono Green are just not fun. Like, people do not want to play those games. And Inverter of Truth got banned for having a 49% win rate. That deck is like, it was less than a coin flip, and it was banned because the deck was miserable to play against. It's the exact same thing here. I mean, granted, Inverter was much higher represented than Mono Green, and when Inverter at peak was much higher represented than Green currently. I understand that, but I know, I kind of just like, I was coping for a while, Sidana, and I kept saying to myself that Green was okay, but I know Tonber's thoughts. We all know Tonber's thoughts. It's okay, you have an opinion, I have an opinion, we all have opinions. It isn't great right now, MH blocks get away from the design of playing the same deck. Well, if you would like to play Modern without Horizon sets, that's all we got left. 25 left? 24, not even 25. Mono Green folds to decks that have a good matchups against it. The problem is those decks have a horrible matchup against a lot of other decks. Spirits, aka, Spirits bad against Rakdos. And I don't know. To be quite honest with you, the decks that are good against Mono Green, outside of Spirits, I think Spirits is good for the format. Spirits is awesome. It's like, Spirits is the perfect deck for the format. It's like the right amount of early interaction, early pressure, mid game, late game with the Spectral Sailors and stuff. Spirits is the perfect deck. But a lot of the other decks that are good against Green also don't have the best play patterns, like Boggles and Heroic and Convoke and stuff like this. These decks are not, and maybe that's just the fundamental flaw of the format. There's not, with the Pioneer format, there's a couple of decks that have good play patterns, but it's just a lot of the format is just, I don't know. The good decks are fun to play, and there's good play patterns. I'm not saying that those don't exist, but it's not a lot of those. As someone who played Pioneer for 2 years straight, I think I have a rough idea of what I'm talking about. I think Phoenix has good play patterns. Mono White, kind of, although, yeah, Mono White's decent. The Spirits deck has good play patterns. I think Rakdos mid-range, for as much as people want to complain about it, I think it's good for the format. Trying to think of what else. But then you have, the other polar examples of, Lotus Field, Mono Green, Boros Heroic, Boggles, this stuff. Nothing really in between. There's decks that are, really fun to play and decks that are really miserable to play. But there's nothing, half and half, Sure, that's a good point, Barnyard. Good play patterns is subjective. Not people... I get it. But, I mean... Let me ask you this, though. When we're talking about the term good play patterns, do you think there is anybody in the world, literally in the world, who thinks that Green is good play patterns? You like to play Green, but is that because you like to win, or you actually like to play the deck? Anyways, we spent a little bit of time staring. I think we were going to win that game. It would have been interesting to play out if our opponent didn't disconnect, but I think we were going to win that game, so we can call that an effective 3-2. Yeah, so I think one thing that I really learned about this particular list, I really missed Fury. There was a lot of spots where I think I really wanted access to Fury, so while I do like having access to Leyline Binding and more Cascade spells in the form of Ardent Plea, I think giving up Fury is not worth it. Now, maybe there is a world where you can play a 4-color list with Fury, like, I guess you could cut Bonecrusher for Fury, but then you only have 11 red cards, so you probably would need Fury in addition to Bonecrusher. And at that point, you're cutting, you can shave, maybe you can shave, like, a Binding and a Plea and play 2 Furies. Maybe you go down to 3 Subtlety and play 3 Furies, something along those lines. But I really, really think you have to be playing Fury in this deck. Drannith didn't come up, unfortunately, but the 4 Boseijus were kind of nice. I hate that because I have to buy 2 more Boseijus. But anyways, if you made it to the end of the video, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you thought in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys in the next one. I'll pay you out, don't worry, I had to finish the YouTube outro first.